The biggest online threats in 2026. The year 2026 brings another wave of cyber threats. Rapid technological progress works both in favor of those who protect digital systems and, unfortunately, those who seek to exploit them. Ever-evolving attack methods combined with the growing impact of artificial intelligence mean that today we must focus more than ever on anticipating future threats in order to stay one step ahead of cybercriminals. Here are 6 key areas that deserve particular attention. Number 1. AI-driven attacks. In recent years, artificial intelligence has become a double-edged sword in cybersecurity. On one hand, it significantly strengthens defense mechanisms. On the other, it has become a powerful weapon in the hands of attackers. Generative AI tools, such as deepfakes, fake voices, and manipulated videos, exploit human trust and bypass traditional security controls. AI enables cybercriminals to create automated, hyper-realistic phishing campaigns. Machine learning systems analyze the writing style of victims and generate messages that perfectly mimic their communication patterns. Recent studies show a sharp increase in email scams targeting users of platforms such as Gmail and Outlook. Cybercriminals also use language models to continuously test and optimize their attacks, analyzing which messages generate the highest engagement and adjusting strategies accordingly. As a result, modern attacks are no longer static. They evolve and improve themselves over time. At the same time, AI plays a crucial role in defense. AI-powered security systems can analyze massive amounts of data in real time and detect anomalies that would be nearly impossible for humans to notice. Learning algorithms identify behavior patterns typical of attacks, such as unusual login attempts, access from unfamiliar locations, or sudden spikes in network traffic, and can automatically block threats before a breach occurs. AI can also predict future attack vectors by analyzing historical incidents and global cybercrime trends. Number 2. Identity and cloud compromise. More and more organizations and individuals are moving their data and services to the cloud, and the more sensitive information is stored there, the greater the risk of it falling into the wrong hands. Today, the cloud holds not only vacation photos but also business documents, medical records, and entire remote work environments. For cybercriminals, this means they no longer need to break into entire systems, and stealing login credentials is often enough. A single compromised cloud account can provide access to an organization's full infrastructure, customer data, code repositories, and server resources. As a result, digital identity security has become one of the most critical elements of modern cybersecurity strategies, which are often more important than protecting the network infrastructure itself. Number 3. Ransomware, extortion, and escalating threats. Ransomware remains one of the most profitable and disruptive tools used by cybercriminals. This type of malware blocks access to data or entire systems and demands a ransom in exchange for restoration. In 2026, ransomware attacks are far more sophisticated than they were just a few years ago. Attackers increasingly rely on double and even triple extortion tactics, demanding payment not only to restore access, but also threatening to leak sensitive data or attack business partners. Today, a single security vulnerability can paralyze not just one organization, but an entire network of connected entities. Ransomware attacks no longer target only large corporations. Schools, healthcare facilities, small businesses, and local governments are increasingly becoming victims. Often, a single click on a malicious attachment is enough to lose access to critical systems, documents, and essential work tools overnight. Number 4. Growing threats related to IoT and critical infrastructure. The Internet of Things, IoT, is no longer limited to smart fridges, light bulbs, or watches. It now includes city management systems, hospital sensors, smart factories, and devices monitoring transportation and energy infrastructure. This massive number of interconnected devices creates ideal conditions for cybercriminals. In 2026, the number of IoT devices worldwide has exceeded 17 billion, and many of them still lack proper security measures. In practice, every unsecured device can become an entry point for attackers. Cybercriminals can take control of hundreds of thousands of devices at once, forming so-called botnets capable of disrupting large parts of the internet or critical urban infrastructure. Recent incidents have shown that malware embedded in a single industrial device can halt production in an entire factory or cut power to thousands of users. The problem is compounded by the fact that many IoT devices were designed with convenience in mind rather than security. Default passwords, outdated protocols, and missing updates remain common vulnerabilities. Number 5. Supply chain attacks and zero-day vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity in 2026 is no longer just about protecting individual computers or servers. Threats now extend across entire supply chains. Supply chain attacks have become one of the most dangerous trends of recent years. Instead of attacking well-secured organizations directly, cybercriminals increasingly target trusted software vendors or technology partners. Once compromised, these suppliers may unknowingly distribute infected updates or services to all of their clients. At the same time, the number of zero-day attacks, exploiting previously unknown software vulnerabilities, is steadily increasing. Before such flaws are discovered and patched, attackers can quietly gain full control over affected systems. Experts increasingly emphasize the need for ecosystem-level security thinking. Protecting a single system is not enough if a business partner, open-source library, or hosting provider becomes compromised. Number 6. Phishing, malicious URLs, and social engineering 2.0. Some threats never disappear, but they simply evolve. Phishing remains one of the simplest and most effective attack methods and is experiencing a resurgence in 2026. Modern phishing campaigns are no longer filled with obvious spelling errors. AI-generated messages can perfectly replicate the tone, style, and language of real communications. SMS messages, emails, and instant messages look so authentic that even cautious users can be fooled. New trends include attacks delivered via SMS links, QR codes, and seemingly legitimate websites hosting malicious content. Scanning a QR code from a poster or clicking what appears to be a bank notification can easily lead to credential theft or malware installation. Cybercriminals increasingly combine phishing with advanced social engineering techniques, manipulating emotions such as fear, urgency, or curiosity. They exploit current events, brand trust, and authority figures, often reacting faster than news outlets themselves. What people are most afraid of online. According to recent global surveys and cybersecurity reports, the fears of internet users worldwide are very real and backed by hard numbers. Phishing is everywhere. In 2025, according to Kaspersky Report, almost 900 million phishing attempts were blocked worldwide, a 26% increase from the previous year, showing attackers are intensifying their campaigns. Phishing attacks accounted for about 38% of all registered cyber attacks globally in 2025. One global cybersecurity survey found that 77% of respondents reported an increase in cyber-enabled fraud and phishing, and 73% said they or someone they know had been personally affected by such scams. Why it matters? Phishing remains the most widespread threat, and it's not just affecting corporations. Individuals frequently encounter fake login pages, scam emails, and malicious links that seek to steal credentials or install malware. Identity theft and fraud. Identity theft continues to rise. In many regions, it now happens so often that someone falls victim every 22 seconds. Cybercrime reports also indicate that credential exposure and identity compromise are major concerns, with billions of identity records captured and circulated by threat actors. Why it matters. Stolen credentials can provide attackers with direct access to personal accounts, banking, email, and cloud services, amplifying the impact of online threats far beyond a single incident. Fear of scams and AI-enhanced threats. The Microsoft Digital Defense Report highlights a sharp rise in AI-assisted phishing and identity-based attacks across cloud environments. A global consumer cybersecurity survey found that nearly three-quarters of respondents agree AI will make it harder to tell what is real online, and only 13% feel very confident in spotting AI scams. Other research indicates that many people struggle to distinguish AI-generated phishing messages from real ones, and less than half could correctly identify phishing in a test. Why it matters. As attackers use AI to refine phishing and social engineering tactics, even tech-savvy users can be caught off guard, making education and advanced detection tools essential. Scam victimization is rising. In one global survey, Nearly 48% of respondents reported falling victim to a cybercrime in the past year, with email scams being the most common. Why it matters. This shows that fear isn't just hypothetical, and almost half of people globally have experienced cybercrime firsthand, underscoring the need for better protection and awareness. How can we protect ourselves against growing threats? New technologies bring innovation, but also new risks. In a world where attacks evolve faster than traditional defenses, understanding what truly happens online becomes essential. Blocking suspicious websites or filtering emails is no longer enough. Cybersecurity in 2026 requires adaptive solutions that analyze content, user behavior, and threat sources in real time. This is exactly how SafeScope works. SafeScope goes beyond simple URL analysis by examining the actual content of websites, which means understanding their meaning, context, and potential risk. Unlike traditional filters, it does not block entire domains indiscriminately. Instead, it precisely separates harmful content from valuable information. With real-time, dynamic content classification, SafeScope can detect deceptive websites where harmful content is dynamically altered or hidden, making them appear legitimate and raising no suspicion at first glance. In a world where every message can be a trap, awareness is the strongest defense. Discover how SafeScope analyzes the web in real time and protects you from what you can't see at first glance.